Have you ever felt that poetry should be all about powerful feelings and wild imagination? Well, you're thinking just like a romantic poet. Today, let's dive into the Romantic Age of English literature, a fascinating period from 1798 to 1837. So, what exactly was the Romantic Age? It was a huge literary movement that kicked off at the end of the 18th century. Think of it as a rebellion against the strict, logical rules of the previous neoclassical age. Instead of focusing on reason, Romantic writers championed emotion, imagination, the beauty of nature, and individual freedom. The official start of this movement is often marked by the publication of lyrical ballads in 1798 by two friends, William Wordsworth and Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Now, let's break down the key features of this era. First and foremost was the importance of emotion. The Romantics believed that feelings were the truest guide to understanding the world. As Wordsworth famously said, poetry is the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. It's all about what comes from the heart, not just the head. Second, the Romantics had a deep, profound love for nature. To them, nature wasn't just pretty scenery. It was a living, breathing force. It was a teacher, a healer, and a source of spiritual inspiration. They believed that spending time in nature could comfort the soul and reveal moral truths. Wordsworth's poems are a perfect example of this, where he constantly finds wisdom and peace in the natural world. The third key feature is the power of imagination. The Romantics saw imagination as a divine creative force, something that could help a poet see deeper truths hidden in everyday life. It wasn't just about making things up. It was about transforming the ordinary into something magical and poetic. Coleridge's famous poem, Kubla Khan, which he claimed came to him in a dream, is a fantastic example of this creative power at work. Next up is individualism. The Romantic poets celebrated the self. They focused on personal freedom, individual experiences, and their own inner emotions. The poets' personal journey and feelings became a central theme in their work, making poetry a much more personal and intimate art form. Another revolutionary idea was the use of simple language. The Romantics rejected the fancy, artificial language that was popular in poetry at the time. Instead, they chose to write in the simple, everyday speech of common people, especially those living in rural areas. Lyrical ballads is a prime example of this, aiming to make poetry accessible and natural. This ties into their interest in the common men. Romantic literature often features characters like peasants, shepherds, and children. These figures were seen as pure, uncorrupted, and living in harmony with nature, representing a more authentic way of life. But it wasn't all sunshine and daisies. The Romantics also had a dark side, with a fascination for the supernatural and mystery. They loved exploring themes of ghosts, dreams, magic, and the unknown. A classic example is Coleridge's epic poem, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, with its ghostly ship and supernatural curses. The Romantics were also rebels. Influenced by the American and French revolutions, they supported freedom, equality, and social change. They used their poetry to revolt against social and political oppression. The poet Percy Bysshe Shelley, for instance, was known for his passionate and revolutionary poems that called for a better, fairer world. Finally, there's a strong sense of melancholy and escapism in Romantic literature. Many poems express feelings of sadness, loneliness, and a desire to escape the harsh realities of life. This escape was often found in nature, the imagination, or even in the past. The beautiful odes of John Keats perfectly capture this mood of bittersweet longing. So, who were the rock stars of this era? We have William Wordsworth, the poet of nature and simple life; Samuel Taylor Coleridge, the master of imagination and the supernatural; Lord Byron, famous for his rebellious, brooding heroes; Percy Bysshe Shelley, the idealist and revolutionary; and John Keats, who celebrated beauty, art, and the senses. If you need a one-line definition for an exam, here it is. The Romantic Age emphasizes emotion, imagination, nature, and individual freedom over reason and classical rules. And that's your crash course on the incredible Romantic Age. It was a time that truly changed the way we think about literature, art, and ourselves. I hope you found this helpful. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more literary journeys. Thanks for watching.